absolute cinema. I'm gonna try and make that the only joke that I make during this review. I'm not gonna glaze this movie and call this the absolute best piece of media that's ever been made. And I'm also not gonna horribly dunk on it and say it's the worst thing that I've ever seen in my life. I just want to give an honest review on this movie, aside from all the memes. How was it? I was lucky enough to be able to go to an IMAX advanced screening of this movie. Technically, it comes out in an hour when I'm recording this. And I'm gonna be so honest, I would not be going to see this movie opening night if it wasn't for all of the memes. I Am Steve, Flint and Steel, and Chicken Jockey have been top 3 terms in my vocabulary recently. I too was really skeptical about Jack Black as Steve. I still am a little bit skeptical because this entire movie he's Jack Black. He's doing the Jack Black persona the entire movie, which I would be totally lying if I said wasn't entertaining. I feel like everybody thought it was a really weird choice to have this movie be live action to begin with, but I gotta say, it kind of grew on me as the movie went on. That first teaser trailer was abysmal. I think we can all agree on that. That was not a good way to introduce the movie and be like, hey guys, this is good. But once you watch it, it's actually not that bad. Maybe it's just because I've had 6 months, Jesus Christ, to adjust to the super weird, hyper-real art style, or it's just not as bad. Yeah, this is not at all what anybody was expecting when they thought Minecraft movie, but it kind of worked. This movie does not take itself seriously whatsoever. It relies on absurdist humor, jokes that we as the audience only can hope are ironic, and they definitely took that to full effect in the marketing. And honestly, that is a lot of what this movie has going for it, being the sort of fan-servicey, cringy, but funny gag. There's a lot of fan service in this movie. There's a lot of Jack Black just pointing at, Minecraft items and saying what they are. I see so many people dunk on fan service and say it's objectively not a good thing. And I mean, sure, strip away all the fan service and this movie has a very streamlined plot. This gang of misfits find themselves in this strange video game world, and then they find this character that's played these games before! And so they have to go on a mission with him as their leader and explain all these weird video game mechanics that the audience gets. And then they gotta go find the MacGuffin to get back home, and then they find it, and then there's the people that don't want them to get the MacGuffin. It's very formulaic. But again, me calling it formulaic is not trying to say it's a bad movie. I think as far as kids' movies go, this one was really well done. It was in and out in a good amount of time. It didn't drag. It didn't feel like it went by too fast. There were no jokes that went on for too long. There was nothing where I was like, okay, come on, we can move on now. This is the first movie I've been to in multiple years. I want to say Endgame was the last time where people clapped at the end. And sometimes really all I think you need is just a turn your brain off plot. It's a very good movie to just not think at, and you can still understand everything that's going on. Even if you've never played Minecraft, I think you can still follow it loosely enough to understand what's going on. At least on a very fundamental level, okay, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys, this is what basic Minecraft stuff looks like. I totally agree that everything I've pretty much said so far about the movie being formulaic or about it being a good kids movie can totally be seen as critiques. They can totally be seen as me saying, I didn't like this movie because it was formulaic and it was for kids. And I think that's where a lot of these critics are coming from, but dude, it's the fucking Minecraft movie. What did you expect from it? The Godfather? And now, because my camera's at 3% battery and it's the title of the video, I want to talk about sort of my big central point here. This movie did something for me that I was not expecting this movie to do for me. I was fully prepared to go in, laugh at all the cringy humor unironically, and leave the theater an hour and a half later with a bunch of new memes I can share. And that was it. But this movie, on top of doing that, did something else that I haven't had happen in a very long time. This movie made me feel like a little kid again. If you've watched this video up until this point, I think you'll have an idea of what I'm talking about, but it's hard to articulate to people sometimes how much Minecraft as an IP means to me. How much this little $20 video game has impacted my life. A good chunk of my fondest memories with my friends come from me being glued to a computer screen on a Discord call with them playing Minecraft. I grew up with this game, I love this game, and I have so many happy memories playing this game. And honestly, yeah, as much as I love the franchise, I didn't have the highest hopes going into this movie. But it's an almost indescribable feeling that when I sat down in my seat and the Mojang logo popped up on my big IMAX screen, I was no longer watching the movie. This kid was watching that movie with an ear-to-ear smile on his face, laughing at every joke they made, regardless of how cringy or corny it was. That movie started, and all of a sudden, all of my worries are gone, and I was an 8-year-old kid again. And that is a feeling I have not felt in a very long time, and a feeling that I did not at all expect to get from the Minecraft movie. This movie and its very bizarre group of characters and very formulaic plot feels like a story that I would write as a kid with my little action figures or in Minecraft with my friends. And yeah, you know what? It's not perfect. I recognize that. It's not by any means the best movie I've ever seen in my life. It's not the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life. Once this movie leaves theaters and all the memes sort of die off, will I think about it a lot? Probably not. But for what it's worth, for what this movie is, seeing my grown adult father sitting next to me whisper to me, "I had a castle just like that," when they're in Steve's castle, that is such a cool feeling to be able to experience your inner child again and be able to truly just let go of whatever worries you have and sit down for an hour and a half and just enjoy a movie. Sure, it's not the best thing ever, but I thought it was pretty damn good. My camera died right after I finished recording this, so I didn't have time to record an outro. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. I do appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Like the video if you liked it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.